everybody. Welcome to my world. How's your world doing? Hmm? It's getting like spring, isn't it? It's getting warm, and then it's getting cold, then it's getting warm again. Some people are getting the flu. I don't know about you, but I'm staying away from flu, okay? But anyhow, welcome to my world right here on the Trim Radio Network, better known as trimradio.com. And we are on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and we're live. So, with that, we've got a guest tonight, and it's going to be Jessica Adams Baker, and she's going to talk about some of the stuff that she's doing. But before we get going on that, we have to do some stuff here. We have to do a disclaimer, because if we don't do a disclaimer, the big boss might get angry, okay? Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, financial, or investment advice. Take what we say with a big grain of salt, and always do your own research and due diligence. We're not responsible for and expressly disclaim all liability for damages of any kind arising out of use, reference to, or reliance on any information contained in this broadcast. Any persons or characters mentioned are, for the most part, fictional or as close to it as we can get. So sit back, relax, and chill out. Did you bring your snacks? Did you bring your favorite drink? You're allowed to have a little sip here on the show, because we all do. So if you have your snacks and you have your favorite drink, sit back, relax. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. We also have to do a big shout out to Trim Radio. And we've got to do that because we've got some interesting things going on. So let's get right on with it here. Let's say right here we are at trimradio.com. Pitch your show. I've never shown this page before, but if you want to do your own show, all you have to do is contact us, hit the little red button on the right-hand side, click on it, put your name, your phone number, and say, I want to know more about doing my own show. And then when you finish up with what you want to say, hit send message, and somebody will get back with you very quickly. Okay. We do have some extra slots for different shows, and we're adding every month. Okay. We've got a lot of people that want to do their own show, and that's what we're doing. You can also watch a video here. Click in the center and it says watch video, and you can see how you can do your own show, elevate your own voice, do your own cause. Okay. Just no swearing, things like that. We like to keep it clean, because if we don't, the big boss gets angry. Hey, the leadership here, we have Michael Bejas, who's the founder and CEO. And I've known Michael for many, many years. And he used to produce one of my shows on a different network. But Michael is a great guy, and I'll tell you what, he's a good CEO. We also have Rascala Stefan, the Chief Operating Officer, and Rascala happens to be responsible for day-to-day operational management of the network, ensuring efficiency and quality. And then there's me. I can't figure out what the heck I'm supposed to do. They say you're the chief relationship officer, and beats the heck out of me. I mean, they say I'm responsible for building and maintaining the foundational trust and goodwill necessary for long-term success. Well, I hope we have long-term success, because Trim Radio has been around for a while. And I'll tell you what, we go all over the world. I have listeners that are in Myanmar, which used to be called Burma. I've got listeners in South Africa. I've got them in India. I've got them in North America. I've got them in Europe. I'll tell you what, we go worldwide. And that's the reason why we got, from our little station that we used to have at WTRM FM in Columbia, South Carolina, we switched it over to going on the internet, because we reach more people and we can get the word out. And then we have Victoria Smith. She's the Chief Marketing Officer. She's responsible for all marketing activities, brand development, audience growth, and creator acquisition strategies. So if you have a business, if you have a club, or you're a college or university, tiddlywink champs. I don't know. I mean, just get a hold of Victoria and she can show you how to market your business or your club, whatever. She's great. She's really fantastic. So you want to check her. Okay. She has her show on Thursdays. So you have to check out Victoria Smith. And actually, all of us have our own shows right here on the network, plus a few other people. And if you want to do your own show, all you have to do is just contact us. Okay. Now, what shows do we have? We've got Money and Change, and that is every Sunday, except for this Sunday, because we're not going to be live. We're going to have an encore edition, which means a rerun. Why? Because I'm playing a concert this weekend. It's one of 6 concerts this year. So I can't make the show and do the concert at the same time. But check us out for Money and Change. We like to help people save money. We like to tell people what's going on with money and, just good common sense stuff. We don't get into investments or anything like that. We just talk about how to save some money, what's going on in the world where you need to learn how to budget, plan for financial crises, if you know what I mean. Oh, we have Michael Behas is on with Life Walk with Christ God. He's on every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Then we have My World, Live, Laugh, and Whatever. And that's Wednesdays at 8 p.m. And we can talk about just about anything on My World. And we've done that. And I'll tell you what, we've got guests coming in different times. And of course, you've met Santa and Barry and a few of the other people. Well, tonight you're going to meet Jessica. Okay, so we've got our show on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. We've got the Natural Marketer podcast, and that's on Thursdays. And you notice it says next day in the vault. Yeah, you can watch the reruns in the vault, or you can go to YouTube and look up Trim Radio, and our shows will appear there. We are also on Rumble as well as Facebook. So check us out. We've got Offsides College Football Top 25 with Michael Behas and friends. So you want to check that out Thursday at 7 p.m. We have the Positude Podcast Fridays at 8 p.m. We have an adventure awaits around the bend with, I think it's Tigger and Beck. But check them out Saturday at 1 p.m. Then we have Ranch It Up with Tigger and Beck, and that's Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Then Saturday night we have Rascala's Red Pill Reality Show, and he's on from 9 p.m. until midnight. And he brings on different guests, talks about a lot of different things. And I'll tell you what, I've been on the show several times, and we've had some really good discussions and some fun times. So you want to check out the Red Pill Reality Show with Rascala Stefan. Also, we don't have it listed up here yet, but we have Revelation, and that's with Peter Kling. I've known Peter for many, many years, and I'll tell you what, he's a very knowledgeable person. So you want to check out his show on Thursdays. It's called Revelation. I believe it's at 7 o'clock, but you can check it out. Also, we have, you ready for this one? Let's talk about it with Dora Sherry. I've known Dora for quite a while, and I'll tell you what, she's doing a heck of a job with her show. She does a lot of interviews with a lot of different people, and some are musicians, some people that are really interesting people to listen to. So you want to do do yourself a favor, just watch Let's Talk About It with Dora, okay? We have a blank spot here. That could be your show if you want to do your show. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is hit that red button. Like I said, put your name in, phone number. I want to know more. Or I want to do my own show. Or how do I do my own show? And then just go ahead and hit send the message. That's all you have to do. Okay. Now, some people say, well, how do you support the show? How do you pay for airtime? And airtime is not cheap. Well, I'll tell you what. When you're looking to do some shopping, if you click on the magic button here, We have merchandise. But if you want to advertise with us, all you have to do is contact us, let us know that you want to advertise, and our rates are very, very, very good. They're better than most places. And I'll tell you what, we get the word out. So if you want to advertise with us, contact us, and you'll be talking with our marketing guru. How's that? And that's Victoria Smith. Also, if you want to buy the merchandise, we have T-shirts, we have hats, we have mugs that really don't say what's on it. They need to turn that mug around a little bit, but it's a Life Walk with Christ mug. We have the Money and Chains T-shirts. We've got the insulated mugs with lids. Yes, travel mugs. They're good mugs too. We have the ceramic mugs. We have the Offsides College Football Top 25 Premium PK Polo shirts. They're nice shirts. We also have Offsides College Football Unisex Garments. And then we have another page, and those 4 little boxes come up. We have kids T-shirts. We've got more mugs. We've got the Red Pill Reality Show short sleeve unisex T-shirt. We've got the round mouse pad. You can't corner a mouse on the round mouse pad. Hey, we've got the Trim Creators Dad's hat. We've got ceramic ornaments. We've got beanies. If it's cold where you're at and you need a beanie, get the beanie from us, okay? We've also got earpod rubber cases to keep you from losing your earpods, you know? Once you clean them up once in a while, you got to put them somewhere. Put them in the case. Buy the case from us, okay? That's all you have to do. And that the money that we get from this goes in to pay for airtime. It's simple, as easy as that. It's just airtime. And it's not cheap. We are based out of Columbia, South Carolina. But really, we're in Irmo. If I said Irmo, South Carolina, nobody would know where Irmo is. It's a suburb of Columbia, South Carolina. And from there, we go to our servers, and it goes out all over the world. So a lot of people that watch the show better know English, because I don't know too many foreign languages. So check us out, donate, advertise, buy the merch. Okay. Hey, what's going on? We've got a Facebook page, and I normally take the show as soon as it's over with and upload it to YouTube. And I will go ahead and put it right here on this page. I might even put it on to my regular Facebook page too, so you can check that out. Hey, I was talking on the sideline here where I put little notes about Max Velocity. And I check him out every day because he talks about what the weather's like across the world. But specifically, he gets to the US and he covers a lot of stuff that's going on. And we've got some severe weather that's going to be out in the Wichita area, and it's going to start moving to the East Coast. And so tomorrow, it's supposed to be nasty. And the weather is coming towards the east. Here in Ohio, we're supposed to have a halfway decent day in Western Ohio. And then when you get into, I believe it's Saturday and Sunday, things could get a little dicey, okay? And we could get hail, and we could get a lot of wind. We may get some rain, and hopefully the tornadoes will be done with, okay? So that's just something to check out. Max, M-A-X, and then the word velocity. Check that guy out because he's good. He really is. Now, since we're talking about storms, I went to the redcross.org, and I did this last week because we had storms last week. And I always talk about being prepared. So redcross.org does that. This is on the talking about storms, battery powered radios. Make sure you have that. Make sure you've got your food. Make sure you've got your water. Make sure your local weather is on a weather radio, so you have that. Make sure you have your food, your water, your medicine. Okay. Do you have a go kit? At least 3 days of supplies that you can carry with you. Now, that's just for one person. So If you have a family of 4, you would need 4 of those kits, okay, for 3 days. Batteries, chargers, important papers. Somebody's got to be in charge of those. Have a stay-at-home kit for at least 2 weeks in case you don't bug out. You got to stay home. Okay, have at least a 1-month supply of medication in a child-proof container. I think I have a child-proof container when I get my meds, and I don't leave it tightened too much because it's a bear to get that open. And then stock up on tornado preparedness kits, survival kits. Don't forget the toilet paper. You have to have the toilet paper. Hey, what else is going on? Well, I'm not going to, well, I will. I'll do this because speaking of radios, remember I always talk about GMRS radios, okay? This is an Ocean 935 G Plus if I get it in the screen, and it's got a Nagoya antenna. I can talk from where I'm at to Dayton, Ohio, which is 35 miles away, to a repeater that gets out another 90 miles. And I can communicate with a lot of people. And I'll tell you what, you meet a lot of good friends on there. But I'll tell you what, these radios are really good. You don't get them at Wally World. You don't get them at Walmart or Costco. I get this from Better Safe Radios or buytwowayradios.com. There are other places, but these are not cheap. I'll tell you that right now. But they have a lot of things you can do. There's even an FM radio on this thing. There's a flashlight, and it's a bright one too. But it's a good thing to communicate. And for $35, you can get a license for 10 years. That's $3.50 for 10 years. And anybody in the family can use that license. So your wife, your hubby, your kids, they could all have a radio and you could train them on how to use it. It's very simple. Just no cussing, swearing, gotta be nice, gotta be kind on the radio. What else is going on? Oh yeah, we always have a little fun here. And I thought I'd do something a little fun at the beginning before we bring in Jessica. And maybe she might get a good laugh out of this. Some of the stuff that I have is artificial intelligence, as if we need artificial intelligence. Well, we do need artificial intelligence, but it's got to be in Washington, D.C. Anyhow, listen to these.
Pleasantly surprised to see my mother-in-law visit me at work today. Oh, yeah? Where do you work? At the funeral home.
Honey, if y'all buy me this treadmill, I'll look just like a high school girl again.
Sweetheart, this is a treadmill, not a time machine. Joe, what happened? Why are you walking around on crutches? Had me a car wreck. And you can't walk without them? Sure I can. Doctor says I'm fine, but my lawyer says I can't.
You ain't exactly handsome, but if this little one ends up looking like you, I'll be real disappointed.
Yeah? Well, you'll be even more disappointed if you don't look like me. Keep telling my wife, I love you just the way you are. But she don't listen, Jack. She just keeps getting bigger. I ain't paid all of my wife's ex-boyfriends. Why is that? You jealous? Now, just out of all of them, I'm the only fool that married him. Joe?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's about all we're going to do there. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. We got to get to it because we've got Jessica. And I said we'd bring Jessica in at 8:20. And by golly, we're going to do that. So with that, here's Jessica. How you doing?
I'm good, Stu. How are you?
Pretty good. This is the first time we ever met.
It is, yep.
Well, I thought we'd have Quentin on tonight, but guess what? It was his birthday and his wife was taking him out to eat.
Oh, good.
And he didn't say where. I don't know if he was going to dress up as Santa Claus or what.
Yeah, I don't think he has to dress up. I think he's good to go.
Yeah, you know him then.
Yeah, I've met him, yes.
Okay. Well, anyhow, explain a little bit about yourself, what's going on, and what you're doing, I believe, with data centers.
Yes.
We have something in common.
What's that?
Data centers.
Yeah.
Problems.
Yes. Problems for sure.
Okay. How'd you get involved?
So I mean, there had been rumors for quite a while that a data center would possibly come to Mount Orb. Honestly, till about 6 months ago, I didn't really realize what a data center actually did. I mean, I knew what it did, but I didn't know what it did to the environment and stuff like that. And about 6 months ago or so, I started seeing some video footage and everything. And so and then I woke up one morning in January to a local news station story about somebody that had went to the village council meeting in Mount Orb, which is the town next to me. And they were asking about the properties that had been sold and houses being torn down, what was going in there. And the village told them that they had signed NDAs and couldn't tell them anything. Well, that my spidey sense went up then. I was like, why are elected officials signing NDAs and not telling the public who they work for what is going on? So I'm a realtor, so I dug into the auditor site, poked around, spent that day making a spreadsheet because there was 17 parcels that were sold to this one company, DV Stu, adding up to almost 1,200 acres. And I'm like, what's going on? What if it's rumored of a data center? Why do they need 1,200 acres? And start learning, about hyperscale data centers and 100 megawatts or more would be a hyperscale. And but I made a rant video that I never hardly put videos on Facebook before January. But I was aggravated, frustrated, and I felt like my friends and family that live in the area should know what I know. And it got almost 500,000 views. So then people were reaching out, wanting to know more, and I wanted to know more. And the next thing I know, I'm doing records requests and looking at PJM reports and making videos on to keep everybody informed of what is going on. The Mount Orb Residents for Responsible Development page had been made, and that grew. I mean, within 2 weeks, it had over 2,000 people in it, and then it's just escalated from there to where now we have a constitutional amendment petition going around.
And what are you doing with the constitutional amendment?
Prohibiting data centers, prohibiting the construction of data centers over 25 megawatts. And people say, we get two ends to that. People will say, well, we don't want any. We don't need any. They're all bad. The thing is we are already using data centers, especially locally, to think of some companies here, Kroger, P&G, Fifth Third, the hospitals, we all use a data center. I'm not oblivious to that fact. But most of those data centers are small and community friendly. They're not this massive industrial site, and then as we learned more, we learned that, Mount Orb's site had requested 2,000 megawatts of power from PJM. That's an enormous amount of power. And everybody says, well, we have 200 data centers already. Well, we do. Most of them, most of the bigger what's considered hyperscale are in Columbus. Hyperscale is usually 100 megawatts or more. Most of those, except for maybe I think some of the few that's being built now, most of those are in the 100, 200, maybe a 300 megawatt range, which are still hyperscale. So tell me what a 2,000 megawatt data center is, because we're now way past hyperscale. And so as we all work together, because once we found out about Brown, then we found out about Adams. And I lived in Adams County for 30 plus years. So, it's a very special place to me. And we learned about it. And nobody's listening. The commissioners wouldn't listen. The village wouldn't listen. The Port Authority in Mount Orb wouldn't listen. And I say that there's one village council member that ran with it from the beginning. And that's why Mount Orb has a 6-month moratorium. So I won't say all the village wasn't listening, but our state reps aren't listening. Our state senators aren't listening. Our U.S. reps not listening. So we just had to take it into our own hands, and we're fortunate to live in Ohio and be able to do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Where I'm located in Piqua,
okay,
I-75, we're north of Dayton. To the north of us is Sydney. Now Sydney is getting an Amazon data center up there. and we're basically 11 miles away. And so they were talking about putting in a meta center. And so nobody knew what was going on. The city commission, either towns really didn't say what was going on. And they kept everybody in the dark. And like I told people, I think politicians like to treat us like mushrooms. They keep us in the dark and feed us hooey. I cleaned it up, but that's the way it is. And so nobody really knew anything. And then finally, the commission said, okay, the planning commission said, okay, we have this big plot of land, which I believe was like 875 acres, something like that. And now they want more.
They always want more. They're like cockroaches when they move in.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, the land is just south of Piqua. It's incorporated in Piqua now, but it's just at the north edge of Troy. And it's real close to the interstate 75. And nobody really knew what was going on. And all of a sudden, the trees got knocked down on these farms. They were all cut down. And next thing you know, they were just sitting there. Then these homes, and some of them were new, fairly new, the windows were boarded up. And then they start digging up the ground. Well, the farmer today, I was driving down to Troy, and they were actually doing planting in one of the fields.
Us too. Somebody just sent a video today in Mount Orb that which we have a moratorium, but they tilled the ground, the mega site.
Yeah.
So I guess they're gonna do another round of growing there before they kill it.
Yeah, probably. But what we had was nobody in city council would say anything. Nobody basically from I believe the planning commission would really say anything. And then all of a sudden they're passing emergency legislation. They bypassed the 3 reading rule. So later on, somebody said that they found out that the legal staff from whoever's handling that parcel of land, whether or not it's people from Meta or whoever, one of the LLCs said, okay, our legal staff says you can do an emergency vote. Well, they did it, and it passed. Okay, and people were saying, wait a minute, what's this emergency vote for?
Yeah, what's the emergency?
Yeah, was there a fire? Did a building get knocked down or anything, And
the emergency, Stu, was that the people were starting to ask questions and find out. You
got it. Okay, and the fans were coming out, and the buckets of hooey were getting ready to get thrown at it to the commissioners, and so in a commission meeting, they would get up there and start asking questions of the commissioners, and the commissioners finally got to the point where they said, well, you can just present your question and we'll get back to you with the answer, but you're allowed 5 minutes. And it just got to be a hooey show, I'll put it that way, if you know what I mean. And it was that way, and it's still that way. Now, somebody came out, and I believe it's piquawatch.blog, and they said, you can recall commissioners. I thought, okay, this is going to be interesting. Well, I just read it today, just before the show, and I'm going to put it up on the website. I've got it on my Facebook page because I found it to be very interesting. And it specifies how you can recall commissioners. Well, this guy that wrote this blog even named the commissioners and when their terms would expire. And said, well, according to this, we have 2 new ones, so we don't talk about them. There are 3 others. That includes the mayor. And this is how you do a recall, but time is short. And Piqua is on a charter. Troy is a statutory city, which they're
Mount Orb is a statutory as well.
With a charter, you have a little bit more
You
flexibility.
do. Yeah.
A little.
That's what I'm told. I'm definitely
Yeah.
not a lawyer.
No, and neither am I. I'm not a doctor, and I didn't.
No.
I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express one time. That's what I tell people. But it's one of those things that people are finally realizing that, hey, the guys that are supposed to represent the people in our government are not really representing us. And people
No.
are saying, the guys at the planning commission are saying, oh, it's going to give or economic development division, they're saying, oh, it's going to be a big boon. It's going to be $1 billion boon to the city. Okay.
Yeah, I think that economic development people drink way too much Kool-Aid.
Oh, it's spiked Kool-Aid is what it is. Okay. It's spiked with a little Kentucky Happy Juice, you know. But anyhow, they know what they're going to be able to give, and you have to have a really good negotiator to be able to get these companies to give out more than what they were originally wanting to offer. So now the city of Piqua has to they said they would supply the water line from the water plant, which is fairly new, and they can do 2 million gallons a day. Easy. Total capability is 6 million gallons without adding on to the plant. So, and that's surface water.
But aren't they using a closed loop system and they don't need all that water? Just so you know, I'm being totally sarcastic.
Well, but guess what? A closed loop system, you still have to add to
Oh, I
it.
know. Yeah.
You know, and I think I posted one of those videos from somebody who said, no, you have to replace it. And then the toxic stuff that comes out of the effluent has to be treated. You can't just dump it in the Miami River.
Well, and even when they treat it, they can't get everything out of it that's in it.
That's right. And our treatment plant has been expanded for all of this. So we have the capability of doing it. Sydney, on the other hand, did not expand their sewage plant. And maybe they're in the process of it now. But they're using the groundwater in a loop. But what does that do to the groundwater that the farmers are going to use? Or the people living around there with wells?
Yeah. Yeah, I did a little map today. I had some homework today. I did a little map. If I can walk away for 1 second, I can grab it.
Sure, go ahead. I'll get a quick drink while you're doing it.
It's probably going to show backwards on the video, and I don't know if I can.
No, I saw that map.
Yeah. See all that groundwater?
Yep.
And then all the lightning bolts are the megawatts. It's not now they hide how much water they use, so we don't know. But so what's on this map is water available. Every one of those blue dots are a place where 100+ gallons of groundwater per minute are available. So
now, I saw that map on Facebook. I was zooming around today and I found it. But I'll tell you what, when you take a look at where they're putting these data centers on the Great Miami River, there is an aquifer that is massive. And they're locating these data centers along that aquifer.
Yes, I have another map that has the lines of the yep, sure do.
And where Quentin is, he's part of the Little Miami River aquifer in Wilmington. And at one point I taught school before I went into private business, and then I ended up working with the State of Confusion, better known as the state of Ohio. But there is a geological fault that runs from Anna, Ohio, all the way down along the Great Miami River area down into Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever heard of Xavier University.
Oh, I know where Xavier is, yeah.
On Victory Parkway. Yeah, I went to school there. And I'll tell you what, Victory Parkway is on that fault line.
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm just southeast of Cincinnati myself. So
yeah. So I mean, all that stuff is going on, and that aquifer's there. Anna has an earthquake every day.
mm,
Minor, very minor, but the place shakes. I've been through a couple of earthquakes because my parents used to live basically, I'd say 600 yards from the Great Miami River, and they lived kind of up on a hill, and you could overlook the river and everything. It was really nice location. But I was sitting at the kitchen table one Sunday, and I was just talking to Mom, and all of a sudden the salt and pepper shakers started dancing across the table. You know, and all the birds were up in the trees. Nobody was moving, and my dad's yelling from downstairs in the family room, "What the heck is going on?" You know, and you kind of wonder.
mm-hmm.
And you've got all that structure down below, and you've got that aquifer. And then when you take a look at the whole history of the thing, and you go out a little bit farther, you go down to the New Madrid fault line along the Mississippi River.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? If the New Madrid has another quake again, it reversed the the Missouri River and sent it back north, reversed everything.
Mm.
Yeah, it was gigantic. Well, that water also backed up this way because it was so bad. And then it flushes back down, and it was quite a earthquake. And some people are saying, hey, it could happen again because they've had rumblings down around New Madrid. So everything's kind of connected here. So what happens if we start drawing out a lot of groundwater and not replacing it?
Yeah,
Somehow
I agree.
we're in
Totally.
trouble.
Yeah, and I don't know a whole lot of geological stuff or anything like that. Well, I've learned more in the last 3 months than I think I did in entire education.
What scares me is when I had to take a geology class at Wright State University.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in this class, and the professor comes in, and he picks up, I'll just say, a stone, and he says, well, what is this? And we didn't know what to respond back, you know, and he says, it's a rock. Welcome to Geology 101.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and we did all kinds of stuff. It was a good class. I learned a lot, but that was at Wright State. But geology is interesting, and if you could take a slice of the earth and actually cut it, a section of it in half to see what's there, you would really be amazed. Like, for example, just before the show, there was a thing on YouTube. They were talking about the Mammoth Cave area, and they said they've tried to map all the caves that are down there. However, that cave system goes for 600 miles.
Oh, wow.
And you go to one section, you get below a certain level, and you start having either accidents, or people get ill, or people die. And they're trying to map this whole thing out. So there's a lot beneath our feet that we don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, okay, there's an aquifer, and there happens to be a geological fault line. So it's scary. And when you start putting these data centers in, what's happening to Piqua is that we're getting a line put in from PJM to the north end of the city. Then they're going to run it through Piqua along the river, basically, down to the site where the data center or centers are going to be built. So that's what's going on there. The city of Piqua will supply power because we have our own private power.
Mm-hmm.
We supply the building power for it, but then we supply the water. So we will supply the clean water for the plant. But we also have to put in a big water tower too.
Of course. So who's paying for the water tower?
Who
paying-
knows?
Who's
I
paying?
think we're going to be paying for it one way or another. We're going to be paying.
Yeah, because if you look into it enough, you might find that grants, like federal or state grants, pay for which is our tax money. Yeah, they're getting a new water tower in Brown County as well.
It's something. It really is. And the more that we get into it and we listen to people in Sydney, the way that they're talking, and they want to go after their own city commission up there. We've got some people here in Piqua. There are people in Trenton. I was talking with Barry Blankenship. Have you ever met Barry?
I have.
He's a TV star. He was on Channel 7 and Channel 4. So anyhow, they were doing an interview there. And so that was going on. And people in Trenton say, well, we think the guys on the commission or the economic development part, we're talking with the guys at Trenton because things are starting to match up.
Oh, yeah, they match everywhere.
So is this a conspiracy?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I never really wear a tinfoil hat. But in the last 3 months, I'm beginning to wonder if I maybe need to start looking at those hats. Because I mean, you can go all the way up to Jobs Ohio, their network partners, the economic development in each county, or Mount Orb has their own, and then you look at their conferences they have and the law firms that host events or do presentations at those conferences, and then those law firms turn around and represent the port authorities or the villages to help them win a data center. It's a scam. The whole thing's a scam.
Especially when people are saying, I think it was in Minnesota. I've watched so many different things lately, and I believe it was in Minnesota. They said one lady said that she had a farm, and she used to have a fresh creek going through the farm. They put a data center to the north. You saw that one. Yeah,
I don't remember where it was, but yes.
It was up in Minnesota, and the stream dried up.
Yep.
And so she was concerned about that. And then they were talking about light pollution from all the lights. And I saw some examples of it, and I've seen videos of the noises from the power plants and everything going in for the data centers. I'm like, there's no way I would live around there.
No.
So what's been built to the south of Piqua? Brand new housing complex.
Same.
Not more than 3/4 of a mile from the northernmost part of the data center.
So the brand new subdivision in Mount Orb connects to the LLC property. I mean, they have 1,200 acres. It's not to say that they'll build anything, close, but we don't know. We still don't know who the company is. They wouldn't tell us anything. We wouldn't know anything without our own research, without doing what we did.
Well, that's what's happening here with ours. And it just came out recently that it was going to be Meta.
Yeah, we don't know that part yet.
So you could be Google, you could be, what is it, AWS, which is Amazon.
And we do know Adams County, Amazon is the one eyeballing Adams County. The commissioners finally did come off with that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so how soon do we have to get petitions signed and collected into, what is it? We have to go to the Board of Elections in Columbus?
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State.
Yeah, we need them yesterday.
They all went in yesterday?
No, we need them yesterday.
Okay, we need them yesterday. So, hey, guys, if somebody comes knocking at your door and they have 2 petitions, there'll be 2 separate ones from what I've heard.
No, it's
online.
more.
Yeah. Well, no, there'll be two. One for a constitutional amendment to the state constitution, and there
Yeah.
was another one for the local data center.
Oh, in your area?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For the state of Ohio, there's just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm involved with.
Yep.
Yes, it's the state of Ohio. And anybody can go to www.conserveohio.com and access the signing events, the information, where to sign, how to sign up for a volunteer. I need all the volunteers and county leaders I can get. And we do, but I say I because the email will come to me and I will make contact. But I mean, we have county leaders in almost 80 counties. But we want to add to their teams. And so, they're not carrying the whole county by themselves, especially the bigger ones absolutely have to have more county leaders. But I mean, we've processed through the website and my messenger over 400 volunteers. And that's not counting the volunteers that each county leader has on their own that have not come through the website.
But
So
you have to have, I think I read somewhere where it was 430.
413,000 valid signatures.
And you probably want to get more than that.
We hope to turn in 700,000. Well, we need more volunteers. People can't let everybody else do it for them. If one person got one packet and got 20, take my county, for example, or not my county, my neighboring county. If one person got one packet with 25 signatures on that, if I had 85 people do that, my county would be done. That's nothing. I mean, I've as I have been pulling in the volunteers and the county leaders, I've gotten 287 signatures myself. That just me.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it can be done. I mean, my goal is to get 1,000 signatures. If I get 1,000, well, if there's 700 other people within the state of Ohio, which has millions and millions of people, if there's 700 other people like me with the goal to get 1,000 signatures, we'll have 700,000, which should give us 413,000 signatures. So do we have any money? No. Do we need big donors? Absolutely. Getting some firms in to have paid circulators would absolutely help us tremendously. But when we sat in Cincinnati at the Earth Day celebration Sunday, we had some nice signage that I printed it at, I don't know if I can say the store or not, but I printed it for $21 and, I spent that out of my own pocket. I print my petitions out of my own pocket, just like every other volunteer or county leader. They're buying their own signs, making their own packets and all that kind of stuff. And we got 362 signatures in 5 hours. And we didn't have to walk around. We didn't have to sit there and say, hey, you want to come sign? Because the whole
knock doors.
No.
You didn't have to knock on doors.
No, the entire time people were coming to us. We had, at some points we had lines, groups of people where we had multiple clipboards going at once, and so if we're where the people are, you don't really need to knock doors. I mean, knocking doors helps, but it's such a it's a nonpartisan issue. Nobody wants it. Doesn't matter what side you're on, and it's especially in the areas that it's coming to. It's such a hot topic that when you knock doors, people want to talk about it. And then you can't get to the next door, and to the next door, which is great. I mean, it's all I ever talk about for the last 3 months. I mean, I could talk for days about data centers and what they do, but when you're trying to get the signatures, so the drive-through events, the signing stations, and all that seem to be the quickest way to get what we need for sure.
Okay, Jessica, go ahead and say the websites for this.
It's www.conserveohio.com. Everything anybody needs is there. And I know it's a little different than a normal petition, but we are on quite the time crunch. So, I mean, if somebody wants to take the time to read the instructions, maybe watch a training video and print their own packet and take it to a family event, take it to their grandson's ball game or soccer game or whatever, and get, a packet filled and mail it to one of the addresses on the front of the packet. I mean, they don't have to necessarily sign up to go knock doors or man signing stations to help. And
Do they
yeah,
have to be registered mail?
no. Well, the addresses on there would come to the committee. So
Okay.
when they would mail it, it would come to us, and then we're going to log every single packet. That's what I was doing before this call. I was logging some packets.
You were busy.
Yeah, I'm a busy girl. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've got about 9 more minutes to go, but I'll tell you what. I'll let you get back to work, Jessica.
Okay.
And I appreciate you coming on the show. We need an update from you, maybe in a couple of weeks, and we can get Santa on here, Quentin, and we can get Barry, and we can start seeing where we need to go with it and the progress. And I can find out some more. And on my Facebook page, I will post the recall petition information, because the guy that did it, I swear he's got to be an attorney.
Oh, that's what you're doing. That's your local petition. Okay.
Yeah, but it covers any place. I mean, he's got all kinds of stuff there, and I will go ahead and put that on my Facebook page for Stu Shear. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take it from there. But I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you telling us all what's going on. And now that we've shared information, we got a lot of things in common.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Jessica. Wow, that was a good conversation. I'll tell you what, guys. I think I've got one more funny thing, and then we're going to have to bail out of here because we're going to be running out of time. And let's see what I've got. Well, it's not this one, but guess what? Oh, yeah, the blueprint for recall. If we had time, I would go ahead and do that. It's Piqua Watch. It's a blog, and they have all different kinds of interesting things. You can even click and listen to it. Okay. So I will definitely put that on the Facebook page. Anyhow, we always talk about Emma and Southern words and stuff. Well, I'll tell you what. Here's some more Emma.
I'm madder than 3 shades of hell. You keep it up and I'm gonna snatch you bald-headed. I'm madder than the devil at a baptism. I'm madder than a woodpecker with a headache. I'm madder than a wet hen. Lord, give me strength or give me bail money. I'm so mad I could wring somebody's neck. I'm mad enough to chew up a broom handle and spit out toothpicks. I'm hotter than a grease fire at a fish fry. I'm so mad I could wrestle a gator and win. Ooh, I'm madder than a goat in a briar patch.
Well, I'm just about out of time, kind of, sort of. I like Emma. I really do. And she does all kinds of funny stuff. Here's a good one. Look at this. A motorized alligator head. Oh, I love to do that in a neighbor's pool, but my neighbors don't have pools. Oh, well, guys. Poor Emma.
Dangerous. I knew you was gonna fall out of that tree. You good? Oh no, we don't do screen time. I'm sorry. Where is his iPad? I just need a minute of peace. Somebody help me find the iPad. You can't leave the table till you eat all your vegetables. Look at you. You ate half a green bean. Works for me. Go grab you a Pop-Tart. Oh my goodness, you're bleeding. Come here. Let me get you a Band-Aid. Do not drip blood on my rug. If you're gonna bleed, go outside. Stay where I can see you, okay? Hey, where's your brother? Oh, well, he'll come back when he gets hungry. Baby, let's change your clothes because that outfit don't match. You want to wear a Spider-Man suit to church. Honestly, I don't even care. We're late. Let's go. Baby, don't climb that tree. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I love Emma. I don't know about you, but I just love that comedy that she does. It kind of reminds you of home. You know, when mothers would look at you and they go, oh, look, you have a spot on your forehead. And then they'd spit on a handkerchief, you don't know how long it's been used, and then starts rubbing it on your head and everything. Oh, man. Oh, well, guys, that's about all we've got. Stop in next week for My World, and we'll continue our discussions and stuff. We do have that little poll up here in the corner about recalling commissioners, and we had one person do that. You need to do that. Also, you know what you need to do? Just remember, Money and Change will not be on Sunday concert time. There will be a notice on the Money and Change Facebook page. Okay, with that, guys, that's all I've got. Have a good week. And hey, if that petition comes around, sign it, please. Talk to you later.
In a world drowning in noise, where truth is often buried beneath layers of propaganda and misinformation, there's a need for a different kind of a network of creators that cuts through the clutter, that doesn't shy away from tough topics, and that delivers the unfiltered truth. We are Trim Radio Network. We are creators, we are innovators, we are investigators. We're the ones who aren't afraid to call a spade a spade. If you're ready to participate in thought-provoking discussions, informational topics, and of course today's biggest headlines, subscribe to our YouTube channel today. We're Trim Radio Network. We're cutting the bull and serving the truth.